Yeah, I don't want to go to jail for anything. I'm much too, weak.
And you're pretty. You are listening to the Stand Up Dads podcast.
This is hecka boring.
Yeah, it is.
Let's try again.
All right.
You shut your face and you shut your butt?
Yeah.
I recorded that, you know.
She's all, my butt doesn't have a face. That makes no sense.
What the hell? Okay. I don't even know. You're listening to Stand Up Dads. This is Rob.
And Mike, you can hear us arguing?
Oh, yeah.
That's hella funny.
It's, yeah, I don't shut your, I don't even remember what you said, but it was.
I said you could shut your face and shut your butt. She's all, my face doesn't have a butt.
Wow. I don't even know what that means.
Who knows? It doesn't mean nothing. We're arguing because it's so hot in this house. And that's what starts with the shut your face. No, you shut your face.
Yeah. Nice. And shut your butt. New motto for Stand Up Dads. So Mike sent me a link and it said something about 13 parents share the hacks they use to trick their kids into reading. And I know we did an episode on reading before.
Yeah.
But this one was more just like little tips and tricks rather than the whole, I mean, obviously everyone knows it's good if your kids read. And mine is in second grade, so he's starting to be able to really read. We're trying to push him into the chapter book thing. And how's Oli with hers?
She just doesn't enjoy it that much right now. I've been trying to get her to enjoy some, like Doug and me and my brother and I, we end up really loving comics.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get her to look at, some other stuff. So if you really don't or it feels like school to sit there and have to try to read through these chapter books and we can't find one that you like a lot. And they've done it with some things where they've done kind of comics in the chapter book form nowadays, like that Dog Man and stuff like that. But I've been trying to show her the old. She likes the Karl Barks, like Donald Duck and Uncle Scrooge so far. She likes Little Lulu. But I'm just trying to find her to like something.
She's going to be an old man.
They're hilarious though. Yeah, they're funny though. And I think, I don't know, what's good about them is they stay in appropriate areas. They're funny. They're funny in more like Charlie Brown ways or something.
Because we know how much
Charlie Brown is a blockhead. I know you don't like any Charlie Brown.
I like some. But
you are Charlie Brown, though.
I'm Eeyore. Have you tried?
That's why you don't like Charlie Brown. You're like, his life's not bad. At least he's got,
It's like, I watch Charlie Brown. It's like
he's got it great.
Bored adults. I fucking hate it. But have you tried Choose Your Own Adventure with her?
No, not yet. Yeah, that's a little ahead of her, I think.
Well, not really.
Or her own reading level.
Oh, okay. Because I tried that with Owen, and he just got bored. And the words it was too advanced for him. But
it's advanced, yeah.
I think it's for 10 and up. So
is it?
Yeah. But because I loved those when I was a kid. We used to check them out all the time.
I did like those. I liked those a lot. Yeah, certain ones. I can't remember. I remember the art more. I could the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I looked up some other articles about it, including the one you sent me. And one of them was, and I'm not going to go through all of them. I will post the links to them. But one of them said 18 genius ways to make kids love reading. I love to read. I want the kid to learn, like it. Not the first one, but one of the first ones is model reading love. It's if they see that you like football, they like football. If they see that you like reading, they're more likely to like reading. So
if she sees I'm reading and enjoying myself, she's immediately bothering me about something though.
Oh, see, and that's where my problem comes up. Because Owen sees that I love to read, and I just need to not say fuck off and let me read.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Can you come here? Come here. I'm like, you clearly see I'm trying to read, but all right, I'll come help you.
And I've tried reading to him, but most of the times I'm reading stuff that is either over his head or just not appropriate anyway. Right now I'm rereading Lamb by Christopher Moore.
What's that one?
It's the Gospel of Biff, Christ's childhood pal. And
I love that one.
It covers like, said the atheist. It covers the years between 13 and like 30 when he pops up again. So he and his friend Biff, who he grew up with, go and they find the three wise men and, to learn more from them. And Jesus, who in the book they call Joshua, is obsessed with sin. So he gets his buddy Biff to do bad things so he could explain it to him. So there's a portion where he pretty much pays for hookers and has his buddy Biff bang him and, okay, tell me all about it. And it's just, he's like, you're such a good friend for doing this for me. I can't read that to my kid, but I have said, I'm reading, why don't you come and read with me? Forgetting the fact that when he reads, he has to read out loud still. So then I'm like, fuck, okay, I guess we'll just read your stuff now because I don't want to. But then I'm pissed off because I'm like, God damn it, I was trying to finish this.
I want to read this thing.
But I don't know. I mean, it's a lot of monkey see, monkey do. If they see that you liked something, they're going to, at least think about it. And unless they think, my dad's reading comic books, Mike.
I love comic books. Don't you put them down.
I'm not. But let's see. Another one they had was help bring books to life. So if you read about something, like if you read, you got a little kid, you're reading about Three Little Pigs, go someplace that has pigs. You're reading about the stars, go to a planetarium. Shit like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Reading about Harry Potter, fucking go to London. Yeah, good luck.
I would love that. Yeah. We went to Harry Potter World. How about that?
Yeah, there you go. I mean, it brings it to life.
Go have some butterbeer and go, oh, wow, this is awful. Is this what they were drinking? Oh.
Probably not.
Blah.
The next one links to that because they say read the book, then watch the movie.
So we did that.
Yeah.
Yes, that worked. Yeah. Because Oli was arguing the whole time. And then when we finally watched that first one, she was so mad because they left out, and like we said, I thought they actually did a really good job on that first movie with how they did it. But yeah, that's what was the worth doing though, is that she was mad. Certain scenes that were important to her were left out. And I'm like, that's why you read the book.
So I would love to have him read Fight Club and then watch that with me when he's older.
Yep.
Because that's one of the ones where I really think the movie is better than the book.
Oh, okay.
I really think that. Clockwork Orange is another one of those.
See, I got to read those ones. I've only seen the movies on those.
Yeah.
When we read the Harry Potter ones, that was fun to point out with her and decide like where certain movies they improved it.
Yeah.
And Azkaban was one of those where they actually made some really nice choices that made it a better film. That's pretty cool, I think, when you're able to like look at it and go,
totally,
that works way better as a movie than it, but you wouldn't have changed the book. But
although there's times where, I mean, not so much now with CGI, but back in the day, it's like, well, that wasn't what I had in my head. I mean, now they can make it so fabulous and, fantastic.
Yeah. Every version of Fantastic Four ever made.
Yeah.
Is pretty much that, like, no. Every superhero movie not done by Marvel.
I am so over the capes, man. I just can't do it. Let's see. Stash books all over. So if you surround them with books and let them actually touch them so they're not like up on a shelf and like these holy objects.
Yeah.
Which I know could be tough because I know you have a lot of valuable art stuff.
Yeah.
That you would love her to see, but when she was younger, you probably wouldn't let her near it because she'd just destroy it.
Yeah, when she was little, she's got a lot of books in there.
Yeah.
I think she just goes more towards, she's very creative with like creating stuff. So like wanting to draw and sculpt and
cool.
So when she'll pull the books down, a lot of times it'll be more as like props in this little movie I'm making, which is, I also like, I think we just do our best, I think she is surrounded by, there's me, there's Uncle Doug, there's my mom, that everyone that's always reading some.
My problem kind of with the stashing them all over, because I've got books all over the house that are mine.
Yeah.
And when we moved here, I didn't bother putting them in any order. I just threw them up on the shelves and was like, I'll get to them. And 5 years later, I still haven't. But the problem is that like right next to Calvin and Hobbes, I might have like The Joy of Sex or stuff like that. I've chased him around the house going, give that back. And I got to put it up. And then.
Yeah. I have never had her luckily going into, because like my books in the back, you could totally have like Donald Duck and next to it might be Didini, who was like a great Playboy cartoonist. So, I mean, they're really well drawn, but totally like naked ladies, being chased or,
exactly. Like, oh, shit. Well, I've got
don't open that one.
that show Happy?
I haven't seen it.
Oh, my God. Watch that fucking show.
Okay. All right.
Don't
yell at me.
Watch that fucking show.
Jeez.
After I watched it, I picked up the graphic novel for Happy.
Yeah.
And it's just murder after murder after murder, but it looks like a comic book, so I had to steal that from him as well. Yeah, not good.
Yeah, don't open that one. Yeah.
And that makes them want to read it more.
Yep.
Let's see. Read aloud even when they don't need it, because when he was tiny, we would read to him all the time, but now he's reading. And I have to admit that my wife is the one that reads him bedtime stories usually. Yeah. And God damn it, she's patient because you're like, come on. Yeah. Read this in 2 minutes. Why is this taking 20? And it's good for him. But I guess they're saying that, it's good to go back and forth and trade.
Have you finally moved to like the Penthouses and Hustlers though out of his room? Because those are probably.
I haven't looked at one of those magazines. God. How long has AOL been around? It creeps me out that there's still that being made. I'm like, who's looking at this shit?
I know. It's like in print. Yeah. Oh, yay.
The ultimate hipster. I like fucking analog porn. Thank you.
I'll take my paper, and I'm proud of it.
I'm going to take my fixed gear bicycle and ride my analog porn home. And
analog porn.
Let's see. Reread the same books to the little ones because they like repetition.
Yeah.
Put the cadence in, and they can see. Because if you just hear something once, I don't know. But there are stories where it's like, I don't want this one anymore, and you respect that. This was a cool one. Get a cookbook and make it like a project together, and together you pick out a recipe you want to do.
Yeah.
And go back and forth where they'll read the recipe to you and you do the cooking, and then you switch and you read the recipe to them and they do the whatever.
Yeah.
You got to be a little bit older for that because Jesus Christ, that'd be scary.
Yeah.
Ask questions, and they say count on magazines because it's not as daunting as a book. You can just read something in a little sitting.
Yeah.
Highlights is a good one for really little.
Yeah.
National Geographic, whatever. Even Sports Illustrated or whatever. I don't know who the fuck reads that shit anymore, but
he's you're like, here, read about this models. She's the cover model of the swimsuit issue.
Yeah, exactly. Here's Kate Upton. And let's see. And then the last one on this one, when people ask what your kid wants for, like a birthday present or something, suggest books. And ask them to put an inscription in it. That way it's personal. It's not just another book.
Yeah.
My friend Trish, who we call his fairy godmother, because, I'm not baptizing my kid, but I also don't want to gyp him. And I also don't want to gyp my friends of it because I felt really cool being your kid's godfather.
Yeah.
So my friend Trish, she said, hey, you can be his fairy godmother. And she's been fucking awesome. So
that's awesome.
She gives him books, there's always books whenever she gives him something, and she always writes.
That's awesome.
Which is even, so I think obviously he's not going to get it right now, but I mean, later on, be like, hey, my Aunt Trish or fairy godmother Trish gave me this.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
And then we're also doing something, that book, I don't know if Kim's going to be mad because I'm telling people about this, but
what?
The Places You'll Go by Dr. Seuss.
Oh yeah.
It's perfect for graduation present.
Yeah.
Because it just, I don't know. If you haven't read it, read the goddamn book. It's good. But what she's doing is she has every year she's getting all of her teachers to write something in it.
Oh.
So like his kindergarten, his preschool teacher wrote in it, and his kindergarten teacher wrote in it.
That's hella cool.
So yeah. And then like other people that are important, at some stage. So when he,
I haven't been asked to write in it. I'm super mad now. Dang it.
You're not his teacher.
You said other important people.
Oh, fuck you.
No, I'm super sad. I'm a no one.
Would you like to write in it, Mike?
No, I don't want to.
Okay.
I'll draw in it.
It's like high school and it's like, why didn't you have me sign your yearbook?
Mm-hmm. You're like, because.
Yeah, I got in trouble because, was it Brian Heath? That was a guy, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he was in our class.
I believe he drew a picture of a naked woman on her back, pointing her parts at me in my yearbook.
Yeah.
And my mom was flipping through it and she saw that. It's like,
He's not hitting you with your own book. Why'd I do, Mom?
Well, she thought that it was a girl that drew it, and she's like, "Who's this whore that drew this?" I'm like, "No, that was a guy," and then she was confused.
Then she was like, "Now I don't want to talk about this."
Yeah, I mean, for what it's worth, she was like in her 60s when she was looking at this, but I don't know.
Yeah, that probably ruined it right then. Who is this whore? It's a guy. Oh, I don't want to know.
Yeah,
No, take
like,
your book back.
Yeah, so
take your book back.
But yeah, I remember she was so pissed. I'm like, what? But
why are you hitting me? What did I do? That's hilarious.
It's fucked. And I remember that after all these years. And
those are the memorable times.
Yeah, and someone crossed out someone's face and wrote fuck face. I can't remember who that was. Anyway, and the one you sent me, it was like a bunch of tweets of people giving advice. And there's a common theme, and the biggest one is like using reverse psychology to make them feel like they're getting away with it.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, like I've heard people say you have to go to bed, but you can stay up if you're reading.
Yes.
If you're reading.
That's what my brother-in-law, my sister's husband, Mark, said, and that worked great for him.
Yeah.
He said he'd be up till like midnight reading.
There was one here says my dad used to check out science books from the library and specifically forbid me from reading them because they were only for grown-ups. Strangely, he always left them out on the desk.
That's awesome.
I think that only works for a certain personality, though.
No, because I wouldn't look at it then.
Yeah,
I'm not going to get in trouble.
Well, but your dad told you not to look at the Playboys.
That's true.
Looked.
Well, that's different. Of course you're going to go look.
I know.
But yeah, it did make you, it at least alerts you to like, what are you talking about? Okay, I'll go look at that later.
There was one says my sister and I thought we were so sneaky when we'd beg to read just one more chapter before doing our chores. Many chapters later, we'd eventually do them. Turns out the mom didn't give a shit about the chores. She wanted them reading. This one I thought was cool. I was never allowed to have a game computer like a Game Boy or Sega, which I really wanted, but I was allowed to buy as many books and magazines as I wanted.
That's cool.
I'm sure a lot of kids would be like, well, gee, thanks a lot. It's like you can eat all the broccoli you want.
Yeah.
And you'll appreciate this one. I sat my reluctant 9-year-old daughter down one bedtime and read her the first couple of pages of Harry Potter. The next day, she suggested the next few pages, and the kid said, "I'm already on chapter 8." So
nice.
Get them hooked. Yeah, it's the whole thing of making them, again, another one where making them feel like they're getting away with something by being able to read. And then this one I thought was cool, and I think you've gone this route, not for the reason, but start with audiobooks and be patient.
Yeah.
Which is really good if your kid has like dyslexia or other learning disabilities that makes it tough to read.
Yeah.
Because at least that way they're not just totally turned off by books, even though it's an audiobook, so they can get something out of it. Yeah,
I know. I can tell like what it really does for sure, because we went through me reading to her the Harry Potter books and then listening to the Audible versions, starting when she was 7, I guess, to 8 to 9 now. What it does do is, I would say her comprehension and vocabulary is way farther than what she'll eventually catch up with the reading and writing. But, her ability to like understand and to come up with her own, sentences or ideas of things she's heard or read is a lot farther. So I think it really helps with that for sure. And trying to point out things that, like, why is this funny? Why is this cool? Or she's really good at finding stuff where she'll be like, oh, they're saying this here. And this is, it's like, oh, that's foreshadowing this other part,
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So it's cool. She'll catch things like that where I think that's good.
Yeah. See, little things like that, because like right now, what is it? Like 2 weeks, 3 weeks into homeschooling or distance learning.
Yeah.
And the first couple of weeks were just a fucking nightmare. And for some reason, like a switch clicked for the kid yesterday.
Nice.
I'm not here for it, so this is just what Kim's telling me, but it's like suddenly he's interested, so he's less of an asshole.
Nice.
but yeah, he's got the comprehension now where he's making connections.
Nice.
Because, in first grade or kindergarten, they did a whole thing. I think it was kindergarten where they sang Grand Old Flag or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then like this week they're learning about Betsy Ross, and he's like, did she make the Grand Old Flag? And so Kim was like, yeah, you're getting it. So
nice.
Little things like that. Because I was kind of worried. I'm like, God damn it, he's not learning anything here. But now it's like, okay, it's clicking. So I'm not as concerned. I mean, I'm always going to be concerned.
What sucks is like I'll get all concerned and I'll get wrapped up in it, and then I'll stop and really think about like, no, our system just sucks. These freaking the tests, the standardized tests, and it does not make learning fun. Learning sucks in our schools for the most part.
They're teaching for tests. That's it.
Oh,
so, we'll do that another episode, but yeah,
it's crushing,
I know.
soul crushing.
But there are some wonderful gifted teachers out there that can make it fun. So
yeah,
and usually, unfortunately, you don't appreciate them until later.
Yeah.
Like Mr. Showers, we all, used to give him grief.
We gave him so much grief, and
he was a good teacher.
He was by far one of the best teachers because he let us do fun stuff with it, and I retain way more. Yeah.
I'll never forget the definitions of extirpate and expunge, because he actually did a little song and dance up at, in front. So he did it like a cheer. It's like extirpate, expunge, expunge. And he was just kind of doing the motions and all that.
Yeah.
And here's this, what we thought was just this old fat guy.
Yeah.
But, Mr. Showers, if you're still around and you're listening, thank you. You were a very wonderful teacher. Thank you.
Yep. Yeah.
Although I'm still mad because you gave me detention on the last day of school one year.
What did you do, though?
I can't even remember. I just remember he took my student ID.
You did something.
I can't even remember what it was.
If you're listening, tell us what he did.
Yeah, he doesn't even remember. It's like, who the fuck is this asshole? Although I do remember my buddy Peter had him like 4 years before us.
Yeah.
I guess he made, like, his wife was pregnant at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And his last name was Showers, and he made the mistake of asking the class, what do you think we should name it? And I can't remember who it was, but one of the guys said Golden, and he got a detention.
Detention.
This was Catholic school. You don't talk about golden showers.
And he was like, detention for the low-hanging fruit.
Yeah. Which brings us to our sponsor. Seattle Gummy Company.
Yes.
This is shit we love. And we've been saying, send us your dad stories. We will send you samples.
Yes.
And we're starting to get them, which I'm excited. And the one thing I forgot to say is, if you send a story, tell us if it's okay to read on the air. I just want to make sure.
Oh, okay.
And also include your address, because I need to know where to send the samples.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, I've got one sitting here waiting to go. I just want to get a blessing to say I can read it. And I don't have his address either. So
yeah.
Oh, and I also ordered some for myself.
Nice.
And they sent a little pack of, it's called Functional Fruit. So they also do like these vitamin type gummies.
Nice.
So I'll have to try that. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Let's try one.
That sounds good.
Okay, let me see. Multivitamin fruit bits. Ooh, they're little squares, like the size of like a Cocoa Puff.
Mm-hmm.
They're soft.
Cocoa Puff.
Mm-hmm. So single pack daily vitamins, one serving of fruit, 100% natural, 0 added sugar. This one does not give you the energy boost other than what you would get. That's not bad. I mean, for me, especially if it's like a multivitamin.
You want the energy. You want the energy.
But, or if I have to take a vitamin, whatever.
Yeah.
Because I know you like, the taste, but I like it.
They're yummy, man. Yeah. I like them for the power and the taste are good.
See, for me, they're effective. So.
See, you're like a Vulcan, man. And like, that's like the worst tagline ever. You're like, they're effective in keeping me through the day.
They are.
I find them helpful when I am running out of energy.
Hey, it's like, if someone asks me, why do you like them? I'm going to say they're effective. And if someone asks you,
I'm going to say they're delicious, man. And they definitely pick you up fast. And a lot of times I need that. Now, my problem was that I liked them too much.
Yeah.
And I'll eat too many of them. I got to watch what I'm doing. Because when we were there when we first met them, they were like, you need to stop.
Yeah.
And
They actually said, please stop.
Yeah.
So it's anyway.
Yeah, we don't want to be in the news as this idiot eats too many of them, but they are delicious.
Yeah. So each mocha shot gummy is as effective as 1 cup of coffee, and it works in 1/5 of the time. And it doesn't give you the jitters unless you eat like a dozen of them, like Mike. It's the equivalent of like a pot of coffee.
And follow them up with a bunch of soda.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a link in the show notes. Click that link and enter the code StandUpDads15 and you'll get 15% off your order. Please use the link in the show notes because that's how we get credit. So we always say, Mike and I both love these. They're Stand Up Dad tested and approved. And their tagline is get shit done.
Nice.
So, okay, now we got the bad dad. So I have 1.5 bad dads on this one because Mike sent me another text.
Well, I got to be part of bad dad at the beginning of the recording here, me to tell my daughter to shut her face and shut her butt.
Yes. I wasn't sure if we were going to leave that in, but now I have to.
You don't have to if it sounds dumb. I don't know what's in there. Yeah, I don't know how I recorded.
Shut your butt is gold. I don't care what you say.
What was worth it was it did the same thing to her as it did to you, which is what I wanted. When she was just like, what do you mean? Mm-hmm. Then I heard her complaining to her buddy in there, like, my butt doesn't have a face.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So dumb.
Well,
dumb daddy.
So Mike sent me a picture of these animals. I think they're called quokkas, Quokkas.
Yeah.
Which is very close to the Portuguese slang for underwear, cuecas.
Oh.
But I don't know why that pops in my head. But do you remember what it said, Mike?
I thought that they're like the it was something about when you feel like you're a bad parent to remember that the quokkas will throw their young to like predators to save themselves.
So it's got a picture of this cute little guy, and they always look like they're smiling. And look it up. Google a quokka, Quokkas. It says, feeling like a bad parent? Quokkas toss their babies at predators so they can escape. So nature's bad dad.
Nature's super bad dad. But but is it the dad and the mom? It may be just nature's bad parent. It could be.
I'm assuming they must breed like fucking crazy to be able to do that and still survive.
Mm-hmm. They got some spares. The ones that they don't like as much. Number 8, you're going.
It's like if I ever get mugged, I'd be like, get the girl. She's got all my money.
Yeah, you got to throw your wallet at them. Make sure they see that. Push them down and throw your wallet. And then say, Owen will remember you. He'll remember your sacrifice.
Well, that would be a bad dad moment. But this bad dad.
She's going to hobble you. You're the one that's going to be left with a purse on your head.
Yeah. Okay, this week's bad dad. Pembroke father accused of leaving 2-year-old son in the car at Twin River Casino.
Oh, my God.
William Mulrain, 34, of Pembroke, I think this is in Rhode Island.
Jesus.
Is accused of leaving his 2-year-old son in the car at Twin River Casino on Saturday afternoon. This just happened last week.
Man.
Let's see. He was in the casino for about an hour while his son was outside in the running car with the doors locked.
Oh, my God.
Running for like AC or something?
Probably.
But 2 years old. How fucking horrible is that?
Yeah. Oh, cars were running. Steal my kid. Mm-hmm. Just go ahead. Steal my car. Steal my kid.
Mulrain told police he only went into the casino to use the bathroom. Although there are times where you're just not feeling right and you're in there longer.
And you've left them.
But you would have to bring the fucking kid.
I'm glad you clarified. You're like, well, there are times. I'm like, there's times. What, Robert?
No, there's times where you're just in there for longer than you expected, and then it just sucks.
Yeah, they just got to stand there
and watch
facing the corner. Face the corner. Oh my God, she hates.
That's why cell phones.
We haven't had to do that for a while anymore, but it's like
your kid's too old to go to the bathroom with you.
Yeah, well, for the most part, she has to, but there's certain ones where I won't, like the drive-in. I won't let her go. Like, I can't leave her outside when I go in, even if it's going to be fast, because it's a freaking drive-in. I told her, I'm like, it's built to someone that pick you up and drive away. It's not. So she's stuck in there where it's like, you got to come in and just stick your head to the ground and face the wall. And then when you got to go, then I'll wait and make sure, try to make sure nobody's like looking in there. But yeah, you gotta, until she's a little bigger, I don't trust certain spots like that, where I wouldn't trust her to be like, oh yeah, wait outside with all these random people and cars going by,
No, but
no,
I also don't have a daughter. So
yeah. So you'd let your son wait out here, Owen?
Not now, because he's still, he's 7.
Yeah.
But because Ollie's turning 10 this year, right?
She will be 10. Yeah.
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 So, anyway, let's see. Paramedics checked out the kid on the scene. Kid was brought to the police station where his mom picked him up. Ooh, imagine that fight.
Oh, oh my God. Mm-hmm.
Dude, no, I don't want to be bailed out. Just leave me in here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They arrested the dude, charged him with cruelty and neglect of a child. Oh, cruelty to or neglect of a child. Bail is only set at $2,500. He's due in court in November. The Rhode Island Department of Children, I'm guessing that's pretty much like the equivalent of CPS.
Yeah.
Contacted. Yeah. I mean, that kid, I don't know. Maybe he's a gambling addict and just can't think straight.
I would assume it's something like that. I can't see any other reason, other than
I do these because I feel so much better as a shitty dad because I would never dream of doing what this guy did.
Yeah.
I was ready to turn myself into CPS like when the kid was like a week old and I wasn't used to having a kid in the car and I went to get gas. I've talked about this here.
Yeah.
And I went into the little store to get something to drink and I totally forgot that he was there. And I was gone for 2 minutes. And it was while the gas was pumping.
Yeah.
And then when I saw him, he wasn't upset or anything because he was just, but oh man, I felt horrible. I was like, oh, I can't tell Kim about that. Kim, if you're listening, hi.
Like, oh my God. Yeah.
So, well, tell us what you think. Email us, thestandupdads@gmail.com. Subscribe to our show. It helps us out somehow. Find us on Facebook. I can't remember what our thingy is, but it's in the show notes. And check out our website, stand-up-dads.com. You can see what we look like. I need to update the blog on there. There's links to all sorts of shit on there. And if you wanted to get a picture of a guy getting arrested in front of a casino because he left his kid in the car, who would they write to?
You can write to me, pencilforhire.com. That's pencil FOR hire, or pencil for hire on Instagram. Do you know Saturday is Frankenstein Day? Did you know that? This Saturday coming up is Frankenstein Day.
Is it Mary Shelley's birthday or something?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't know. But we did comics for it at my cartooning class this week. A couple of the jokes that I didn't use with them was I like these ones. It said, how did Frankenstein know that Jesus was coming?
Because he went, oh.
He used his frankincense. And then how come Frankenstein can't have children?
Why?
He's got his nuts on his neck.
Oh my God. Oh, you're not allowed on stage when they open up.
Those are good ones.
No, they're not.
They're really bad. It's mostly fun. It's to watch you go like,
I hate puns.
No.
In spite of that, maybe you should check out Mike's comic book because he doesn't do those stupid puns in there. Tell us all about it.
Clumsy Love. Yes. Yeah, I have a book that do we have the link up there?
Yes.
There's a collection, the first collection of it, and I am working on getting it all put back up on the internet.
Good.
And make some new ones.
Click the link in the show notes and check that out. I think it's on Amazon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's got 600 comics in it. It's like 2 years worth of stuff and it's hilarious. And while you're doing that, go over and click the other link there for Doug Gray's graphic novel, The Eye of Mongombo. It's fucking hilarious.
That one's really funny, yeah.
Again, Seattle Gummy Company. Click the link in the show notes, enter Stand Up Dads 15 and get 15% off your order. I've been nibbling on these vitamins. So they're little 1/4-inch little cubes.
And each one is a serving of fruit that they packed into that, or
no? The bag is.
Oh, the whole bag.
But obviously, you could just dump them in your hand and kick them back. But if you're going one at a time, it's I don't know. They're addictive little fucking things. So check them out. They don't only do the energy shots. They've got the workout stuff. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to do the guinea pig thing, and I think I'm going to try and drop these samples off at you tomorrow.
Take them all at once. Tell you what happened.
And click the link in the show notes for Seattle Gummy Company and check them out. Actually, we had someone bought like 3 cases of it.
Nice.
I was like, holy shit. So
nice.
Keep it up. You guys are wonderful. Thank you for supporting our sponsors. And get my side project, Gag on This Podcast. That's run by Big Nick. We are coming up on our 100th episode of Gag on This. I think that'll be coming out in a couple of Mondays. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, check that out. We're trying to set up a special show for that, have some trivia or whatever about it. Yeah. So that is it for this week. We will talk to you guys next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
The thing I want to say is thank you all for coming. Bye-bye.